Alright, this is Capitalize coming at you with another ChatGPT example with Alteryx. And in this situation, what we have is we have order methods. And those order methods, right now, all we have is a code for them. So this is looking at our sales and our order information. And you can get an idea where our orders are coming from as far as the method, but the problem is it's all coded. So I happen to know what these codes are, but other people looking at this data aren't going to know. So I need to convert these codes into English language lookups. So I could pull in a lookup from Excel, I could look up against a database, a lot of ways I could do this. I'm going to do it quick and dirty. We're just going to see if we can convert it using like an if-then-else statement in a formula tool. So what I would do is I would drag a formula tool in, I would drop it, we would say that we want to have an order method name, and then this is where maybe I get stuck and I'm not sure exactly what to type in here. I know I want to do an if-then-else statement. I do know what the order methods are, so I could mess around with this for a while and get it right and Google around, but let's see if ChatGPT can make this a little faster for me. So I wrote this out already, so you don't have to watch me type, but write an Alteryx if statement that converts the following codes exactly and returns missing order method if there isn't a match. And so you can see it's got order method code, which is going to be what I have for in my data, and then I've got the values that I'm looking to match. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to copy it, I'm going to run over to my browser, move over to ChatGPT, and then paste it in here, and click go. We'll see what it does. So it's going out, obviously looking up how to do this, and then it is going to give me an example back. So you'll see here it's actually building it, in this case, in a code snippet. One of the things that I find interesting is each time I do this, the answer is a little bit different. Sometimes it uses an if-then-else statement like this. Sometimes it'll actually use an IIF statement. And nest them, so it does things differently. It actually sometimes it'll use a case statement. It's actually not doesn't work, and I have to do it again. But let's go ahead and see if this does work. So I'm going to jump back over to Alteryx, and I've got my order method name. I'm going to paste this in here, and one thing I noticed. Look at this. It's saying that it's malformed if, and I think if I just type in and if, that will work for me. So in this case, it did work with that minor modification. Now if I run this, it will go through, it will bring me my browse tool, and now I can see that it has modified these to be web, sales, fax, telephone, email. Now if I go back over and I just copy this again and we run it again, and I'm going to just put this back in the bottom and run it, we'll see. I'm not sure if it's going to give me the exact same thing or something different this time. So it looks like it's going to do the same thing again this time. I'm going to hit stop generating. We'll try running it again, and we'll see if it gives us something different this time. Looks like it's going to do the same thing. I'll create a new chat, paste it in here, and try that just to see if this gives us something else. Yep, so in this case it is. Now that I created a whole new chat rather than just adding to the original, this one's using the IIF statement. So again, kind of an interesting, just to play around with this. Don't initially think that whatever it types is the only answer it can give you. I'm going to copy this in, and we'll see if this works any differently than the original. So if I click on my formula and I paste it, now you'll notice it looks like this one's going to work straight out of the gates. So I'm not going to modify this one at all. I'm going to click run, and it looks like using that IIF statement, it actually worked the first time around. So again, it's just interesting to see how this operates, how it works, how you can use it in conjunction with your development. And again, I think one of the things I've learned is trust but verify. Also, the first time you try it, it might not give you the exact results you want. You can try the exact same question again. You can also modify your question a little bit. You'll notice that in here, so one of the things that I've added is exactly returns. So some of the things that I would do, it would give, especially if there were spaces between the numbers, it would give a between this number and that number, which could be great if you're doing something in accounting where you have these account codes all make up expenses and these account codes all make up revenue. And then you would want it to be greater than and less than or between certain numbers. In this case, I wanted to exactly match each of the 1 equals fax, 2 equals telephone. So Again, pretty interesting, pretty neat, fun to certainly fun to experiment and see the types of responses that you get. So with that, I hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions, you can always reach out to Capitalize. We'd be happy to help you with anything you need.